Hey guys, this is Cotton here, and I'm here with Derek Wasiak. I'd like to know that last night we had a webinar where a lot of people were kind of blown away by what Derek showed us last night and how powerful what his custom maps are, and to get a link back to your own website. I've known Derek now for about 8 months, and we've become very, very, very close friends. And Derek is one of the 4 people that I've always went to that has helped me build my rankings up. There's always been Greg, Jimmy, Stephen Floyd, and then there's Derek also. And Derek is also very good friends with Jimmy. They like trade information back and forth. Derek is literally an untapped wealth of knowledge that a lot of OMGers haven't had a chance to get to know yet. And I'm kind of proud to just make this module for you and let you guys see exactly what we talked about in the webinar and go into a little bit better depth. And with that, I'm going to let Derek kind of take over right now and show us exactly what he did on the webinar and why these custom maps are so powerful, why they're so important, and how they can help you with your rankings. So Derek, I'm going to just toss it over to you, and if you could show us from the very beginning how to build this all the way through and kind of explain why it's so important.
Okay, so you can see my screen, right?
Yes, I can.
All right, so the easiest way to do this is you can either bookmark this URL or you just go to google.com/mymaps, okay, and then this will redirect to here. So that's the easier way to remember it. And so what we're actually doing is creating a new map, and people have to understand this is not going on to the actual Google Maps like the ones we're used to, but this is your own customized map. So anything you put on here, doesn't even have to be verified or anything like that. So
let me ask you a question, Derek. What's the main difference from the two, just to give a better perspective to people, to where these are custom maps and there's the regular maps that we're used to that we have to get verified for businesses?
Well, this is only for you until you share it, and then it's just basically another property that you can use for juice. So it's not where they can actually search and find locations and stuff like that on it. So it's kind of your own property. So
in other words, this is kind of like a back door to Google Maps where you can get a link coming back to your site.
Yeah, so it's going to be a public URL you can get a link from, but it's not the same maps as if you put something on here, it's not going to show up in the regular Google Maps.
Got it. Okay, and I just wanted to clarify that. So everyone, remember, this is a little bit different than when you go into Google My Business and try to claim a map listing. This is a customized map that Google has that lets you go in and create or claim an address here and put a link or a citation back to your site, which is going to transfer a lot of power back to your website. How amazing is it to get a link coming back from Google that's also a follow link and going to get indexed? I'll let Derek jump into this and show how you're exactly going to create this.
Okay. There is a way also to do what you are talking about, putting stuff on the real Google map, but we'll save that for a different webinar.
Sure, absolutely.
All right, so if we wanted to do, we'll do resilient solutions again.
Right. So what's so cool about this is we don't even have to use the business name. We can use we can actually use the keyword, right?
Yeah. So you basically search for one of your locations, or you can put all your locations on here. So if you had, for example, this one, and you can even do, say if you had multiple sites like Cotton Grammar. Mm-hmm. You can pin that to their map as well. So you can add all your different locations if you want. Mm-hmm. And so if we wanted to use this one because it has the address already on it.
Well, okay, I would actually do resilient solution.
Yeah, but there's no address on here. So, but
okay,
we'll just use this information. I mean, you can put a whole article in here. So
right.
This is St. Louis. Okay, so you're gonna, whatever you change this to is going to show up in the page title, and that's going to be your main ranking factor, obviously.
Mm-hmm. So in other words, we want to put the keyword in the map title.
Yeah.
Okay.
And you can also,
so in the description, we would also put the article that we wanted as well, right?
Yeah, you're going to put, you can also, it has to be naked links, so you can put your Google Plus URL in here as well, but you have to copy and actually get the link, not just copy the way the anchor text, because it's not going to be a HTML code in here.
But in other words, we would obviously want to put the Resilient Solution link in there also, because that's what's that's what the juice it's going to come back to, is we want to make sure that's the HTTP, the full naked URL.
Yeah, so you want to make sure it's like this, and then you're going to put your address information in here. Okay, and then so even if you had, I'm not going to do that, but if you had a whole article, you can put it. I've been able to fit a 1,000-word article in here, so you could put an article in here if you wanted to, and so that's if you're wanting to rank this. If it's just for citations, I use the similar business description, and then I usually rotate, 5 or so.
Now, we're going to get a lot of questions. This isn't affected by Panda, is it? You can have duplicate content on this, correct?
With citations, Matt Cutts has even said that citations are not duplicate content.
Okay. So in other words, you can actually, if you wanted to save time, you could use the same article if you wanted to.
No, for business descriptions you can. For an article, you're going to want to switch it up. Okay,
got it.
So there's actually layers here. You can actually start putting extra keywords if you want. SEO expert.
So in other words, you can go in and rename the layer also.
Yeah, you can rename layers. Okay, and then that's about it for there. So this is what a lot of people were asking me after. Like, I can't get the public address because I showed this a few times, but you have to go to this share button here. Okay, and what that's going to do is give you this option right here. Right now, they are set as private by default, so you're going to have to change it to a public address. So this means anyone on the internet can find it. No sign-in required. Okay, and save that. And then you're going to get this URL. But the ones you're going to send links to is going to be a view version of this. Okay, so you just copy this, click done, and then I usually sign out. And then you paste it in. And then this is going to give you the public URL address. Okay, and you'll see that you have links in here. And if I highlight no follow links, nothing highlights because it's a do follow link.
Right. Okay? So that's the exact URL that you would send either a PBN to or GSA to or other 2.0s to, is the one that's obviously the shared link once you copy and paste and put it into another browser once you've logged out, correct?
Yeah. So, and when we outsource this, it's the one that they give you that one anyways, so you don't have to worry so much about it. Okay, and then so if you're going to rank this, because it does rank, and I showed some examples on the webinar.
Could you go ahead and show some of those examples right now of just how powerful these are?
I gotta find it. All right. So this is how I kind of find some of these techniques when I'm just searching around for stuff, and then I'm like, hey, it's pretty cool. What's that doing there? Okay, and one of those was the spread of Ebola outbreaks. And what do we have here? In the first result is a map result. Okay, so and people understand that this is a custom map. It's not the actual Google Maps as well. Okay. So
in other words, let me ask you a question. I've noticed to where people did like a Walking Dead map. This is how they done it. So they took the state of Georgia, because I'm a big Walking Dead fan. They actually took and enlisted all these places like this Ebola outbreak of every instance that happened through Walking Dead chronologically. This is how they done it, right?
Yeah, correct.
Got it.
You can make anything you want on here. This is your own custom map, but you can share it with the rest of the world and use it for link juice.
Got it.
Okay, so you can have all your locations all over the world, and then
So in other words, just to give people some more context, if I wanted to show everyone every place that I've ever visited, I could create a custom map for that, and I could also rank it Cotton's places traveled and
Yep.
rank that on like Google.
Yeah. Yeah. So I use it personally for myself. Like I'll track like snowmobile routes and stuff like that. And then I'll throw in a link into it just for
Right.
myself.
Right. Cool. Now, why are these links so important, Derek?
Well, the whole importance of DAS course and everything else is similar to that, is about getting trusted links, right? And Google itself is the main seed of trust, along with some other big sites like Wikipedia and Yahoo, those kind of sites, right? And so the closer you can get to the source of the original trust flow, the more trust you can get to your website. And having a do follow link from that is just an extra little boost, obviously.
So when someone obviously puts their name, address, and phone number, which is what we call NAP, into this, along with putting their website link coming back to it, that's also powering up the 7-pack or their maps, and also powering up their home website, right?
Yeah, so I've ranked quite a few local sites just using this maps trick, and then I outsource it and get 30 or 70 of them, and then it'll rank for local.
Now, let me ask you this: what's a safe amount and an unsafe amount of these citations to build to one particular site?
Well, I usually do 70, so you can create more, but you'll have the more and more you get, and the less unique the content is, it's going to be harder and harder to index them all. So
Sure.
I usually stick around up to 70.
So, in other words,
And then rotate your descriptions a little bit. So.
right. So in other words, you actually use this actual Fiverr gig to get them built.
Yeah. Yeah. So you can find this one on Fiverr if you just Google map citations and not actual directory citations, which most people are looking for, or they're looking for citations in general. So, but I have this one bookmarked, and so I don't know how we can share the URL.
What we'll do is we'll just include it in. We'll just
okay.
put the link at the bottom of the video so everyone can find it directly. But I'm like certain if they search for map citations, they're going to run across this one. And what they're basically doing is for $15, you're going to have someone go out and create 70 of these map citations. Now, I want you guys to understand the importance of this. You're getting 70 links from Google that are more than likely, a great percentage of these are going to get indexed, and they're a follow link coming back to it. And you can also build up the page authority on these as well. Is that not true? To even get these even more powerful?
Yeah, you're going to want to send some links, either social or GSA, or put some PBNs kind of point at them. So just so you can get indexed most of the time. And then so he's going to give you some different options. How many different keywords you want to use, and then basically all he asks for is your Google Plus, and then he'll extract a lot of the information out of there. So
sure. Great. And so guys, what I want to tell you is no matter what website you got, whether it's affiliate site, whether you're trying to do your local SEO site, whether it's a client site, this is going to be a pretty powerful option to add to your arsenal to any one of these. Wouldn't you agree, Derek?
yeah, and it's important to notice that when they're doing this, they're using different accounts, Google accounts for each one, and so they're not made on the same IP address, and it's actually people outsourced to do it. So it's kind of like micro workers doing it for you.
Right. And then you brought that up in the webinar also. It's probably not a good idea for you to do all 70 yourself because it's all coming from the same IP address. And when you're doing this Fiverr gig, what they're doing is they're spreading out the IPs that it was created under so it looks a little bit more natural, correct?
Yeah, it makes you look a lot more important.
Great. So guys, this is kind of it in a nutshell, and how important it is. You can get this Fiverr gig, build out, and get 70 Google links that are followed, a DA100. That's a domain authority 100 that are coming back to your website, or it can come back to your client sites or whatever. I've been using this gig right here for about the last 3 or 4 months, It's extremely powerful. It's one of Derek's feathers he's got in his hat that he's held onto for 4 months. He's being very generous, sharing it with us here today. It's something that not a lot of people were aware of doing search engine optimization. It's one of the few times it's ever been revealed. Derek's been kind of holding on to this secret for a while. And what we'll do is we'll just kind of recap it really, really quickly one more time before we kind of sign off. And Derek, if you could just quickly do another one really quick, just to show people one more time, we can get it done. So we're basically going to go to google.com/mymaps.
Yeah, you make sure you're logged in first.
Right. And that's going to obviously redirect you over to the Maps D. So google.com/mymaps. And you're going to create a new map or find a map. So we're going to create a new map. Mm-hmm. And then we're basically going to search for what we want to. Or what if we're searching for something and don't find it? Can we create a new one right on the spot?
If you're not verified on the map, it's kind of hard to append your business to it.
Okay.
You'll have to do something else.
Okay. we'll just like leave it at that, and we'll do resilient solution again. So let's just search for resilient solution and pull that up. And you can see the resilient solution, St. Louis SEO.
Yeah, so if they're not coming up in here, it's a little bit harder.
Right. And guys, just to let you know, what we're wanting to do is if you'll look over to the left where it says untitled map, we can obviously change that over to whatever we want it to be called, which is going to be the keyword, which would probably be St. Louis SEO services, because we'd already used St. Louis SEO expert and St. Louis SEO. We want to change up our keywords the same way that we would be sending PBN links somewhere. In the description, guys, just to let you know, you would want to put your name, address, and telephone number. That's going to power you up in the maps. You would also want to put the naked link to your site in there, or you would want to extrapolate that, as Derek talked about last night, from your Google dashboard. Not the Google page, but your Google dashboard. You'd want to pull it, copy and paste it in the description, along with an article, a unique article, the same way that you would post on any PBN, sending links back to your home site. You would treat this like a PBN article right in there. Then you would save it. And you can, let's just go ahead and put the article right in there, is where you would copy and paste the article in, the same way that you would do with a PBN. Then we're going to go back over to the left, and if we look, we're going to go ahead and save that.
Yeah, you can name your layers. And
and we're going to go ahead and rename that layer, and we're going to name it to something else. Type in
social media expert.
Yeah, exactly. You can put in another keyword right there and save it. And then what we're going to do is we're going to go back over to the left menu once that's saved, and we're going to click on the share button. The share button right there. Then from the share button, we're going to change the private to public and save it. And then we're going to copy that link right up there. We're going to log out after we've copied it. And then we're going to paste that in our browser.
Cool. Seeing this is your public address.
Yep.
So this is the one if you send links to your social or your social explosion or whatever you're using, this is the one that's going to get indexed.
Right. And that's pretty much it in a nutshell. Guys, you've got a domain authority 100 link coming back to your website from Google. How unbelievable is it to create a link coming back from Google to your own site? It's powerful stuff, Derek, and I know that this is just one of the few things that you've got that you're going to be sharing with us over the next few months, and I'm pretty excited about that. Guys, you got a little taste of Derek Wasiak and what he's been doing for the last month, just kind of staying under the radar. And I think 2015 is going to be the year that you guys are going to be hearing a lot from him. This guy sits around all day long and just tests SEO, breaks down and researches how things are ranked. Every day the guy's coming up with something to tell me that just blows me away. And so I want to deeply thank you for taking your time and your generosity showing this to all of OMG, Derek.
Yeah, it's been my pleasure. So hopefully get to do a lot more.
Absolutely, guys. And please show your appreciation to Derek. Reach out to him. Send him a personal message. Let him know your appreciation for doing this. And be sure to friend him on Facebook. And, and we look forward to doing some more of these videos in the future. All right, guys, I'll see you later.